And tonight we take you inside the illegal world of cockfighting.
The blood sport is so cruel and inhumane, Texas passed tougher laws against it.
But investigative reporter Jeremy Rogowski discovered little is being done to enforce them. Jeremy?
Len and Mia, we must warn you, the images are graphic. Roosters fitted with razor-sharp blades fight to their bloody death, while onworkers wage money on the kill. But despite all that, in Harris County, we found very few crackdowns on this gory crime. It is a spectacle of suffering. Roosters shot up with steroids and armed to kill, surrounded by ringside gawkers and gamblers looking to make quick cash on their lives.
They call cockfighting a blood sport for a reason. It is gory. Oftentimes, the weapons that they fasten to the rooster's legs will slash open another bird.
It's why it's now a crime in Texas to simply possess those slashing blades or just show up to a fight or even raise these birds for battle. The Humane Society of the United States helped to pass those tougher laws.
There is no need for a civilized society to put two animals in a ring and wage money on who dies first.
But KHOU 11 Investigates discovered that since the new laws were passed 7 years ago, police have only busted 8 cockfighting rings in Harris County. Why so few arrests?
Because this is an underground sport.
Sergeant Jason Alderete runs the Houston Police Animal Cruelty Squad.
It's usually done in a rural environment or a location that's difficult for police officers to see from the street.
Hola.
But it wasn't difficult at all for our undercover cameras to see the signs of cockfighting. All we had to do was go online, where multiple Facebook groups, YouTube posts, and Craigslist ads are all selling birds.
¿Cuánto tiene de venta ahorita?
So we set up a meeting. And once we got there, it didn't take long.
They're gonna fight him.
To learn what was going on.
What? His name is Calibre 50. That's why
50 caliber is this bird's name.
killed about 4 roosters. Oh wow. He already retired him because he hurt a leg. He just has them now for babies.
Those babies and rows of other young roosters, all for sale.
They're selling the rest of these for 200. These are going for about 5 to 6.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're mean.
An apparent cockfighting breeding ground, not exactly underground. But when we asked police, do you do any undercover proactive work?
We only have 3 officers to do that with. We're not able to do that at this time, unless we get more people.
This is what an officer looks at.
Manpower also is an issue at BARC, the city's Animal Control Bureau. It received more than 3,500 complaints about chickens over the past 5 years, but was unable to respond to 75% of them. You're not getting to 3/4 of these calls.
Yeah, but again, Jeremy, you have to understand that 3/4 of those calls aren't all cockfighting calls.
You don't know that. You've never made the scene.
Well, that is true. That is true.
What's more, records show cockfighting complaints are often labeled as priority 4, the second lowest on a scale of 1 to 5. What's the reality? Jared Mears is a division manager for animal enforcement. Are these cockfighting calls misprioritized?
Some of them could be. Yes, you're right. Some of them could be.
Mears says his agency does forward callers to the Houston Police Department, the non-emergency line.
From there, they go to a patrol officer who will respond to the calls accordingly. On a busy night, which is when these fights are usually occurring, it might take a while to respond to that call.
And police say when they do get there,
This is inside the ring.
This is often the case.
There's going to be people running everywhere. The actors are gone. Only thing left is chickens and beer bottles.
Is it a catch me if you can?
Absolutely, it's a catch me if you can.
Does that frustrate you?
It's very frustrating. I wish we had more resources.
And consider this, records show for the handfuls of arrests in Harris County over the past 7 years, none resulted in felony convictions. And the longest sentence, just 120 days in jail, Len and Mia.
That seems like a small price to pay, like the cost of doing business for these guys.
Indeed, certainly so, yeah.
And the other thing is BARC seems to assess a very low priority to complaints.
That stood out to us, but after our interview, Len and Mia, the city is changing its way it does business by bumping those cockfighting complaints from a 4 now to a priority 2. That's higher on the pecking order, which hopefully means more likely that those calls will get investigated.
Good work. Thanks for shedding a light on it.
You bet.
And you can also report cockfighting crimes to the Harris County Animal Cruelty Task Force by calling 832-927-PAWS or online at 927paws.org.